welcome to Wine and Cheese number 21.
21.
Yeah,
This is the Blackjack edition.
yeah. It feels good, man. I don't know, it's like the last month has kind of just flew by, including with this. Just let everybody know this week I got a returning guest, the first return of one of our guests. We got Mr. Dickie English
Hello.
sitting down with us.
Yeah.
Dickie, I've been doing so for the past, I don't know, month and a half. I've been sitting down with and interviewing like random. I say random, just different people every week.
Right.
And that's taxing, man. That you got to like prepare. You got to prepare. You know.
Sure you do. You know?
And I was used to for however long I was doing this thing. I did no preparation. I just sat down and talked. But when you get somebody like you, or last week I talked to Kyle Thomas, like you gotta put work in to really be ready to talk for an hour.
You got to put work in for this? For me?
Actually, I've got if you see, I got one of my business cards, and it's got like 4 or 5 things scribbled on it. That's the notes that I took for tonight.
I'm a business card.
Yeah.
On episode 21, the episode that's finally old enough to drink.
Yeah, but I figure you've been listening. What do you think? What do you think about what direction I'm going in with this thing?
I like it. I think you're doing well.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
The Chad Gilmore interview.
Yeah.
Was funny.
And what's great now is Chad Gilmore, I think he was on number 19.
19, yeah.
Maybe number 19, right before Kyle.
Right.
And it worked out perfect because Mark Broussard went on this cruise thing.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that. I thought he was supposed to come in.
Yeah. Well, he went on this thing called the Blues Cruise, and they were driving to the thing, and then they were in New York for a week, and like they're driving from city to city, and they're listening to this show.
Right.
And so they're listening to Chad, and then they'll go back and listen to Bobby and your interview, and Broussard's in the car with them. And yeah, that is one thing. Chad hits me up. He's like, dude, Mark Broussard wants to do the show. Like, he just asked me to tell you he wants to do it. So
That's great. See,
yeah,
you're doing something right.
yeah, it's amazing. And they called me the other day, or he called me the other day. They had none of them had any idea who Kyle Thomas was. Like Chad had no idea, and which was great because after the show with Kyle last week, I'm trying to be cool guy. And like, thanks, man. And look, these are the people that I have coming on. And I dropped Broussard's name, right? And he's like, was that guy on The Voice?
Right.
No clue who Mark Broussard is. Like, could have showed him a picture, played his music. He's like, nah, I don't know it.
Right? Oh, what a shame.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. So yeah, it's tentatively. Look, Mark is a busy dude. I'm not trying to. But April 26th, he's playing a show here.
Okay.
And through Chad, who's Mark's basically road manager and all, he said, "Look, lock it in the 26th. Mark wants to sit down and do it." So that's going to be a big one. The closer we get to that, that's one that I'll probably have a little anxiety about, making sure that I'm trying to ask the right questions and.
That's going to be a very real. Mark's a cool dude, man. He'll make you feel. He makes you feel like you're the one in the room when he's a nice guy.
And
I love him.
I'm worried about me mostly, like being able to keep it together. That dude's got a fucking weird effect on me. You know what I mean? Like
Mark Broussard?
Yeah.
How?
Just motherfucker makes me cry.
What did he talk to you? What did he tell you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've always thought that he, and Chad and I talked about this, that he had like a real, I don't know, spiritual thing about him. And I don't know. Also, the most of the time that I've spent with him has been inclusive of tragedy, right? I stumbled upon this the other day, and I kind of forgot it happened. And I want to talk to him about this just to see what he thought. One of my best friends, Jeff, when we were at his funeral, Broussard showed up and played a song at the fucking proceedings, which was amazing.
Yeah,
Were you there?
I was there.
You were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude was, he had, it was crazy. Like he had everybody crying and laughing at the same time. So I don't know. That's one of those things where, that's it, for me to sit there and talk to a dude like Mark. It'll be impossible for me to talk about those couple of things that we shared in the last couple of years. So, I mean, I think it'll be all right, but I know what happens.
Here's a story I have about Mark, and I, met him when he first started coming around when Chad was playing, and I mean, I liked him immediately. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
There was one time I didn't even notice we were in Keystones one night when it was still Keystones, and I guess I didn't notice that he was in there, and Mark came running up to me. Hey, bro, how you doing, man? How's it going? I'm like, oh, shit, Mark Broussard. Then he went away, and I'm like, Mark, that was cool to me for some reason.
Right.
'Cause,
Yeah.
like, that guy came up and said hi to me. That's a very cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Not because I feel like I'm anybody, but to me, he's a dude. Like, wow, he's doing his thing, and he made time for me. But the thing that really got me, I didn't know how to connect with Mark. I'm not really that close with him. I talk when we're out there and I see him at some of the shows and whatnot. But one very sincere moment that I had from him, he doesn't know this. I don't think I've ever told him this. Just after my mother had passed away, it was Chad Gilmore's wedding reception in the quarter we had gone to, and Mark was outside. And I walked up and I see Chad stand outside and I see Mark and I say hi to Mark and I shake his hand. And he's like, hey, man, how you doing? And I was like, dude, I'm doing great. I made some kind of, little joke, comment, whatever,
Some
kinda,
fucking
yeah.
English joke.
Yeah. And he stops and he goes, no, man, seriously, bro, how you doing? You all right? And I realized what he was going for. And like that dude knew, he acknowledged that I had that happen. And he was just checking, like, hey, bro, you're good. And dude, that meant a shitload to me.
Something about that. Here's the thing. I think something about him likes to do that, but he also likes to do that to make you cry.
You think that's his thing?
The first time he played at Southport Hall, he wrote a song.
Capitalizes on the tragedy.
He does. I think he does a little bit because we specifically the first time that he played here at Southport Hall after my friend Jeff's benefit that Mark played, and Mark wrote a song called "Give Him Hell."
Yeah,
and it's on his newest record, and he gave Jeff's daughter Harper like half the publishing and all this other stuff. He gets out of the car at Southport, and David and I are standing and he goes, "You motherfuckers ready to cry tonight?" So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he genuinely does care, but he's like, what? I've got him a bit of a gift. So
I think maybe that's what I'll do next time I see him.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, Mark, before you talk, I pull out a handkerchief. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
What you got to say?
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a good one. I would imagine. I can't imagine.
He's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah. We'll cut up. What surprised the hell out of me was how much feedback, all positive and crazy from all over the place, that I got from Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, this dude is, I mean, no offense to you, Bobby, Chad, that I had on before. There was more like to do and feedback and messages than all of y'all combined when I said that Kyle was going to be on the show.
And I think because that's something they're probably more curious about, because most of these people see us all the time.
Yeah,
they talk to us, so they've got that story.
That's true. The fucking I put the show up last Friday around 2:00, and today I looked at it around noon, and it already had 200 different people listen to it. Mm-hmm. My Facebook page got 50 more likes in 1 week. Like he produced.
Yeah, I haven't finished listening to it. I just got the new phone back. I've been out of commission for the weekend, which actually felt good.
Yeah, having no phone.
But I hadn't listened. I listened to a bit of it while I could. That was more of a serious interview. for the part that I've heard.
Yeah.
Then
He and I cut a couple of jokes, but here's the thing, Dickie, when you start going back and looking at this dude's past, it's like, whoa. I can't come in there trying to do some slapstick shit because there's a lot of stuff I want to know about this dude. Look,
Right.
finish listening to it. Anybody who hasn't listened to it, go listen to it. He talks about some stuff with Exhorter and Pantera and Dimebag Darrell specifically that will blow a lot of people's minds.
Right.
Like he says one or two things that you're like, wow. Like he talked about the very last time that he talked to Dimebag Darrell, like right before he got killed on stage. He commented very openly about Phil Anselmo and what's going on with him right now.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good, and it was. I'm sure he probably wouldn't mind me saying, but he really liked it. He enjoyed it, and when we got done, he was saying he was about to go back hanging out. Like he was hanging out with his woman and Kurt Winstead, who I don't know if the guy from Crowbar.
Yeah. Okay.
And he left them and came over here and did this. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going back to have some beers with Kurt. He's like, man, you want me to tell Kurt to do this?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, Kyle, like definitely. So I haven't pushed him on it because I haven't had a spot for Kurt to come do this. I feel like I did so many in a row that I kind of wanted to circle back and just kind of sit down and
The wrap up.
yeah, and kind of and just kind of talk for a bit. And then as he's walking out, he's like, man, just to let you know, I got the black book on every musician in this city. Anybody you want to talk to, I'll make it happen. So that was good. And much thanks to Kyle Thomas for coming on here and doing this with me. He said he listened to about 20 minutes of the interview I did with Chad, and that's the only thing he ever listened to, and he agreed to do it. So that's good shit.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Man.
Chad Gilmore.
So this weekend was fucking awesome, right?
What?
This past weekend.
Wait, no, finish that again?
This week.
Was awesome?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Well, I mean, just look,
Normally I get Jesus, this week was fucking miserable.
I'm living life now, just kind of, in a haze. And then I've got these little spikes of fun every now and then. And this weekend was one of those weekends.
All right. Tell me about it.
I will say that as fun as it was, it only took one post from some of the guys in your band to really knock me down a few notches. You know what I'm saying? So we've been talking a lot. This weekend was midget wrestling.
Okay.
Right? This weekend was
Okay.
This weekend was midget wrestling. It was at the Shamrock. Everybody's heard about this show. We played it Saturday night.
I got a snippet of the video.
Oh, dude, how? Okay, anybody, I will post it again to my. You know what's great? In a day and a half, this fucking video got 2,500 views of me rapping. I wish I was a little bit taller by Skilo with a midget. Now, look, you can be all highfalutin as you want in your big fucking successful band. You ain't never done that, I guarantee it. Tell me you've rapped with a midget.
I don't think that sentence has ever been thrown at me.
Yeah.
Tell me you rap with a midget.
Yeah, I've rapped with a midget. And that happened later on in the night, but earlier that night, the actual event was going on. And it was one of those deals where we got to be there, we got to be on standby, because as soon as the fucking bell rings for the last match, we got to go on and grab people, bring them over,
Just grab midgets,
Yeah.
bring them over,
Yeah.
throw it under the arm.
And dude, these little motherfuckers are badass, bro. This wasn't any bullshit. These dudes were fucking off the top rope, suplex, Huracan Rana, fucking the Jimmy John special, doing all the fucking moves.
Right.
And look, we walk in there about 8 o'clock, and then they're wrestling. We probably got to start around 9. It's fucking packed, right? It's packed to the gills, from the front to the back. And I'm like, wow, this is really good. Let me check my phone. So I go on my phone, and I'm like, oh, look, the Mollies are out playing somewhere. Oh, look, there's 5,000 people in this little room that they're playing to. Fuck me. Right?
What show was that?
I don't know. Y'all played some show this weekend, at an auditorium or something.
Aztec Theater.
Yeah, what was that like?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's in San Antonio, man. It's right across. Dude, it was a nice theater. Very nice. It used to be an old movie theater, and it has in there this chandelier. It was like the world's largest chandelier. At the time, it was hanging.
Well, that's
it's
something
one has since beat it, I think. I don't know
that's
if it's
something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, if you can get up there.
Fuck you and your midget.
You can hang a lot
Big
of hats.
chandelier over here.
But hey, no midget got on stage.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was a chandelier made out of midgets.
Could you imagine? Yeah, just holding hands. Could you imagine if we'd had a midget? That show would. That's it. That's the swan song right there. You give it up. That's all Wembley.
What's that like, man? Like okay, so San Antonio. Y'all drive there or fly there?
We drove there and flew home.
Okay. That's a fucking haul. So what's it like going to something like that? Like, do you know before you even go out there that the place is going to be slammed?
We get pre-sale numbers.
Okay.
Just to check, hey, we got this many pre-sold, we got this many pre-sold, and
then whatever
walk-ups.
and then whatever happens.
It was pretty ridiculous.
How many people did that place hold?
I don't know. I never really asked.
You're so fucking jaded, dude. Do you know how jaded you are now?
Why?
I don't know how many thousand people were there. I didn't even bother counting.
No, I know there was about 1,100 people there.
Yeah, I mean, that's sick.
I don't know how many it holds. There were empty seats. You
Yeah.
know? But I mean, if there's a large enough crowd, great.
Yeah.
I don't need to know exact numbers. I just need to know I had fun. And I did. I had fun because it was a little people there.
Yeah. I get a little anxious about that stuff.
Right.
You
But now, don't get me wrong. It still boggles me that there's that many people in there. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't look at it like, yeah, Rob, whatever. No, holy shit. Because I'm still going, where did these 1,100 people come from? Why are they here to see this?
Yeah.
That's incredible to me. I appreciate it. I feel blessed.
Yeah.
I love it. And it helps you do the job. So yeah, I still get a little blown away by that. And my favorite part of the entire evening is when we're done and I can go out there and hang out with these people.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I don't get anxious about that because you want them to come back. Man, we had a great time. This is the first time we ever saw. Hey, don't make it your last time.
Yeah.
And that's what I appreciate more. Or, you find people that are really interesting and then you say, well, look, man, we're going to go over here and we're going to hang out and have a beer. Met some people. We'd gone to this little Irish pub right across the way on the Riverwalk. And
Irish pub, was there any friction?
it was,
I mean,
No. We were fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you get into any scrapes?
no, we met. No, we in fact met the fella. We walked in, and there was a guy playing acoustic, and he's playing Wonderwall, and then he kicks up, "Here Comes the Sun," and perfect, sounds just like George Harrison. Turns out this fella isn't the Fab Four, the Beatles tribute band,
The Fab Four.
the Fab Four,
Yeah.
as George Harrison.
Wow.
He's from Liverpool. So are we. We're from Sheffield. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as we're talking to him, and he's a super nice guy, and I mean, just real easy to talk to. So here we are going back and forth. These people walk up, dude, what are you drinking? I'm like, I'll have a Jaeger bomb. Dude, come on. And so, like, dude, your show was great. Let's have a drink. I'm meeting these people. And that's the fun part for me.
Without
to
a
be able
doubt.
to interact with these people and get, you let them know.
I can't wait till when people want to talk to me. It's going to be great.
I mean, and
You know what I mean?
I want to talk to you. I'm
bro,
here.
I get off stage and nobody comes up to me. I don't understand what that is.
I showed up early for your show tonight.
Yeah. I know you did.
I do this just so I can talk to you. This is the only way.
Dude.
When the microphone, don't be fooled, people. When the mics are off, he doesn't say shit. I can't even look him in the eye.
I tell you what, look, before we get past those Fab Faux dudes or whatever their names are, they fucking went on Howard Stern about 7 or 8 years ago and played like a 15-minute, this never happens on Howard. Like
Right.
Howard's if you're gonna play a live thing, like you do a song and that's it, and then we're talking 15-minute medley they did. Dickie, I had to pull over and listen to them, and they were playing everything live. Every single instrument they played live. They had like 12 people in there because they had the trumpets and and man. So if you don't know who those guys are, go check them out.
Yeah.
They literally are a Beatles tribute band
Right.
that does everything to the letter. Like
And,
they
they even look like him. And
Yeah.
the Gavin was the one that we met. Super nice guy. They played Dave Grohl's wedding. And
really.
yeah, they were the band for Dave Grohl's wedding. They played "I Will" by the Beatles. That was Dave Grohl and
Wait,
his
I
wife.
thought didn't y'all play at some Foo Fighters thing?
No, we played for their tour manager.
Oh,
And they
okay.
were the groomsmen.
Gotcha.
And
So you've gotten to meet Dave Grohl?
yeah,
What's he? I mean, what's he like?
he's great. However,
Fuck.
sorry, I know you are about the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
How he is on television when you see him or any one of these documentaries that he does, that's how he is
Really?
in real life. He does not give you this rock star Hollywood bullshit. He is a dude. Like, he's a guy that if I walked into that pub and he was sitting in there, he'll have a drink with you.
But-
he's a guy that if he sees you jamming, wants to get up on stage and just jam with you because he loves what he does. He doesn't see himself as Dave Grohl, the rock star.
You think he's ever had a midget on stage with him?
But then you've got him there because he
Right?
hasn't had a midget.
I feel like through back channels we could get my video to him. You know, maybe you know
probably
somebody.
could.
Maybe you can make a couple of calls, and
We can. I probably could.
you know we could have Dave Grohl in here next
Yeah.
week.
Dave Grohl, Taylor, and when we did that wedding, they got up on stage. Dave Grohl played. Taylor sang "Another One Bites the Dust." Dave Grohl played drums.
No shit.
Yeah, and because they just wanted to jam. They were just having fun. They were right in the front row. And then Taylor's walking over like, well, hey, dude, you want to play drums? I want. He goes, y'all know any Police? I'm like, we know Synchronicity too. He's like, fuck yeah, let's do that. So I'm singing Synchronicity too. Taylor's playing drums.
Wow.
And after the show, I go up to Taylor. I said, look, I got to tell you.
You're way better than Darren.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just want to tell you, we fired our drummer. And if you're looking for... I said, hey, I just got to tell you, the highlight of my musical career since I've been doing this is singing Synchronicity 2 while you're playing drums on it. And he goes, oh, man, no problem. No, dude, thanks. I said, and I know you're going to go tell everyone that the highlight of your musical career was you got to play drums while I sang Synchronicity 2.
How sad is it that the highlight of my musical career is
the
rapping
midget?
with a midget? Yeah.
That's a great highlight.
Like,
You can
that's-
only go up from the midget.
Yeah.
You really can.
So let me bring you through this day, Dickie, because it was very interesting from the very start. So we get there for load in like around 2:30, right? And we're sound checking and whatnot, do whatever the fuck you do, and we start seeing them pile in, and there's like 15 total people associated with this one van. Right, one van.
Right.
It literally is a clown car. Like all of them pile out of one fucking thing.
I'm hearing the music.
Yeah, and they all build the ring. Put it together, and we're done sound checking. And I walk out, and if anybody's ever played at Shamrock, when you exit the back, it's like raised up like onto the second level, and you walk downstairs. Well, there's a midget out there. And
By the way, is it proper to call them midgets?
Yeah, trust me. I
They know?
Yeah, and actually, a couple of times during the show, I encouraged the crowd to use the word as much as they could that night because they had a pass, right? Like, hey, anybody who ever wanted to use the phrase midget, tonight is your night.
Right.
Use it freely because I got it.
M-word.
Yeah, I got it. I got it passed. And there's a midget sitting out there, and he's sitting on a stair, and he's smoking a cigarette. Never met these dudes before in my life, right? And I'm like, we're walking out, and he's like, hey, I look down, and he's down there. And he's like, you.
I figured that part out, man. Sorry. Thanks for the visual,
I
though.
looked, he's like, it's me and my buddy Phil. And he goes, hey, man, y'all with the band? And we're like, yeah, we're looking forward to tonight. He goes, yeah, man, me too. Can you give me some weed? First thing out the gate, dude, little fella asked me to get him some weed, right? And, I kind of knew I couldn't get him any weed, but I wanted to let him think I could, you know, and then just avoid him later in the night.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I think I might be able to make a call, man. let me see. And and he starts using technical terms. He's like an eighth. Be great if you can get me an eighth.
Oh man,
be great.
Geez, yeah,
be great if you can get me an eighth.
He's going Breaking Bad with the
yeah.
weed.
And I'm like, all right, man. Yeah. Let me see. I'll make a call. He goes for 50, right? For 50, and knowing damn well in my head, you can't get no eighth for 50. You know what I mean? That's like 60. That's $60. So I look at him. I'm like, I don't know. It could be 60.
He was trying to get $10 off.
He was,
dude. Inflation.
Yeah, little fucker was trying to, trying to hassle me for some fucking cheap Bourbon Street dope. I mean, what? So this conversation is. I mean, do y'all ask for drugs when you go on the road?
No. And no, now I have been approached,
right,
to see if I did them.
Yeah, of course, because you're in a band,
right? But not. I think to give them to me, not like,
yes,
hey man,
of course,
you're in a band. Can you score me something? And they've asked in weird ways. Do you like the color green? Like, what does that mean?
That's definitely. You don't, Dickie. You don't seem like an experienced drug user to me. You don't seem like,
because I've never done any drugs.
Right? Like that's. I mean,
never once.
And even if you're lying a little bit about that,
I'm not lying at all. I've never touched it. Never smoked weed. Never done any pills or anything.
Which is insane to me. How do you go through life not having tried to smoke weed?
When your stepfather was a cop,
yeah,
that's what you do. Huh. And I don't smoke because I sing.
Yeah.
If I did smoke, I'd probably be the biggest pothead,
Yeah, there's a lot of people who say that, but because I've never been able to resist the urge to try anything that, I've tried everything you can possibly imagine, right? If it existed,
right.
The only thing I probably haven't tried is if it's new, like if they got new concoctions going on out there.
Try this. It's glowing. Yeah, you gotta do that. Yeah. I don't have to do that. I didn't get drunk until I was 21. So
really?
I didn't.
How old were you when you got laid?
Let's see.
Oh, this is going to be embarrassing, isn't it?
No. 17? Yeah.
17? That's okay. I don't think I've ever admitted out loud when the first time I got laid was.
I mean,
it was pretty late. I was 18. I was 18 years old first time that any poor fucking defenseless girl allowed me to slide this disgusting thing in there. I was actually in college.
That's actually out in the open now. 17. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I just realized after I said it.
That's what I'm saying. That's and that look, I wanted to back you up. I'll let you know I got you beat.
Yeah,
right.
Thanks.
I did, in high school. I don't know. I think it was a product of the fact that I had a lot of I hung out with older dudes when I was in high school. My three best friends.
Please finish this story quickly because you just said you got laid at 18 and you hung out with three older dudes.
Hey, and you know who the guys are, right? My three best friends growing up, I met them when I was 15. The next one was 17. Next one was 19. Next one was 21. So when we were around chicks, they were usually older, and I had significantly less game than these guys did at fucking 15, 16, 17 years old. So, I hooked up with, the girls in high school and all, but yeah, I never did have sex till I was in college. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that too, man.
Like, and I can tell you this, like the first time that it happened to me was in the chapter room at the fraternity house.
Okay.
Right? After a party, and
right.
I don't know if anybody's ever been in a fraternity house, but the chapter room is like the big open room and there's couches everywhere.
Yep.
So
a lot of hey bra moments.
And you know what? I was terrible. I was terrible at it. Were you like good to go? Like the first time, were you good to go?
Now it gets weird. Now it gets weird. I don't think I've ever discussed that out loud.
Well, you don't have to. I don't know. It's just that,
But let me say this. No, it's a it's a very wonderful moment in my life. It really is. It's a very I appreciated the first time. And don't regret that moment whatsoever.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. Just like that.
Well, of course. That's the thing.
It's
like it's 2 seconds and it's over, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that was good. I'm sorry. I guess I won't ever talk to you again.
Yeah.
And she called back.
Yeah.
What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. How did we go
So-
from midgets to weed?
Yeah,
Weed.
see, drugs, Dickie,
Drugs,
don't do them.
drugs,
I
right.
have no short-term association skills anymore.
But like, as far as the drugs thing, never done that. I've
Yeah.
never had a desire to do it, and I had seen well enough what it had done to people. And like I said, with my stepdad being a cop, and you get those stories, and he was very, very adamant about, hey, you do this, the drugs won't kill you. I will.
Yeah, I think that's the wrong approach to take, though.
What are you talking about?
As a father, oh, if you do this, you're gonna fuck. I'm gonna, you know.
No. He let me know. Like, look, this is the bad stuff that can happen.
Yeah.
I love you too much, for you to do that to yourself. So I'm gonna make it quick for you. He frightened me out of it, but
Yeah.
at the same time, it was a good tool to use because then I thought, man, I'm seeing what it does to people. I'm seeing the shit that people go through. They look terrible. Not everyone,
Are you telling me I look terrible?
but no. Are you addicted?
Yeah.
Really? To
Yeah.
what?
Look.
Aha!
I'm not. I
Right,
can't.
you know?
I mean, the lifestyle, I guess. You know what I mean? Because drinking beer, I drink
Right.
beer every day. You
Right.
know, like I don't. Yes, I still wake up every day at the fucking butt crack to go to my job, and I do
but-
everything. And every now and then, I'm late for an appearance. But I bring the goods when I get there.
Right.
You know.
You know.
And if I'm directing that at the new producer.
But yeah, he's not in the room though.
Yeah.
But the things that I had seen as a child that you that's the images that you put in your own head.
And I think
So you go,
people-
man, no, I don't want that for me.
It doesn't sur-
Especially when I had my dad tell me, yeah, we just got a guy that had come in and his brain was leaking out of his nose. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'll have a Coke, a cola. I'll do that.
Yeah.
So, no, I just never had a desire to do it. I had known too many people that it got grips. It got on.
Yeah.
They were done. I said, man, I don't need that. Even drinking, I only do that on the weekends.
Yeah.
Or very socially, but I won't drink at home.
I can't remember the last time I didn't drink beer at night.
Right. And I can't.
I couldn't remember the last day that I didn't drink beer.
And that's, whatever. I don't
Like
talk
a
down to
dozen.
anybody that drinks
Like
beer
like
every
a
day.
dozen.
Right.
Well, I think-
just if it consumes you and starts taking over, and that
I'll
becomes
call
more
you
of an
that. I'll
activity,
call you.
that is where I get uncomfortable with people.
Yeah.
If you're productive in whatever you do, dude, do what you want to do. I don't give a shit.
And you know what? I take that back. If it starts going bad, I'm not going to call you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. I'll call Broussard. I'll call somebody more famous.
There you go.
So, but I think the deal with I think bands, like, it doesn't surprise me that people would come up to you and people in any band and offer that to you, because it's like it's a way for them to get in,
Right.
and share a little time with you. And hey, man, you want to smoke a joint or you want to this and this? It's just like saying, hey, you want to go do a Jaeger bomb,
Right.
to them.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me. But so this midget asked me for weed, right?
Full circle.
And yeah, I still got
I
a little
like how
bit
you
going
do it.
on there. So we get back and I walk in and it's everything I wanted it to be, Dickie. We get there early because I get to see the show. It's packed.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's I would say I don't know how to judge how many people were there, but I think there was 500 to 1,000 people, something like that. I mean, there was a fuck ton of people in this place, and it was rowdy, and they had girls in booty shorts and stuff, like behind the beer tubs, and guys dressed up in full wrestling gear, and it was really good time. And then the first thing that happens in the first match, a fight breaks out in the in the crowd.
Okay, all right. So the
Amongst
first thing
the-
that happens is a fight in
Amongst the
ring?
regular size people.
Okay.
Like,
Whoa.
so, yeah. Yeah, and I saw a bouncer like headbutt some guy and crack his head open, and a beer tub got thrown over, and ice and beer went everywhere.
Yeah, it sounds like
Some-
Thanksgiving at
Dude,
my house.
but this is the type of environment I like to be in.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's fucking rowdy. Our sound guy, George, the first thing that he says when I walk in, he goes, "Well, if this isn't y'all's crowd, I don't know what is."
Right.
A bunch of rowdy fucking wrestling fans, all hyped up on fucking midget fumes, and It was good, and it was a hectic night, man. Like the owner over whoever the guy is that runs the Shamrock, I got to send out. I mean, this dude is when it comes, you know better than anybody probably about how awful most of the people in the music industry are as far as like being on top of shit and
Right.
you know being like a regular business person. This guy over there is the man. He's like the best individual I've ever had to deal with when it comes to that end.
Right.
And he says, man, it's going to be hectic tonight, because the midgets, they stop suddenly sometimes and this and that. So just be ready. Like, and
To catch one of these poor little guys.
I promise you right now, I would have gotten in the ring with them. I'd have let them come on off the top rope on them. These guys knew what they were doing. I mean,
Yeah.
they were good trained wrestlers. So, it ends and they run over there and they're frantic. They're like, y'all start. And we're like, all right, boom. So we go into it. And I had picked these two songs to open up with that were, kind of hip hop, rap and shit like that. So we go into it and fucking second song, right when the second song starts, like the crowd can feel the crowd. They're into it. They move over the stage. He runs up to me. He goes, you got to stop. You got to stop. And I'm like, and this is as the song is playing behind me and I'm kneeling down talking to him. And he's like, they're going to put together another match. And, and I was like, dude, we got to finish the song. Like we're right in the middle of the fucking song. He's like, all right, well, just announce it when you're done. So we do that. They throw together a little Royal Rumble. Are you familiar with the
Yes.
concept? Okay. It was the smallest Royal Rumble of all time, I assume. There's 6 guys in the ring. And
Like a royal tremble.
yeah, exactly. Well, they do that. Turns out later, one of these motherfuckers had a seizure in the middle of the match and had to get like carted off and brought into the ambulance they had in the back. And it was a chick.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Midget girl had ass too. Like I mean, this girl had a booty. And I guess she was in a feud with a regular size guy. And I don't know, he chokeslammed her or something, and she ended up having a fucking seizure.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So then that happened, and then later in the night, I'll post it on the Wine and Cheese page. Little Tommy was his name. Came up as soon as we started. We played his medley. That is "Summertime" by the Fresh Prince, Skilo. Wish I Was a Little Bit Taller, and Eminem, My Name Is.
Nice.
He was like, I didn't even know where he was. As soon as the Skilo song starts, I just see his little beep, 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 his little legs
Popped
run
up like a leprechaun.
Yeah, and like he kind of makes eye contact and pointing to the stage, and I look at him and I'm like, fucking right. You come on up, brother.
It's like a little ray of light on him.
Yeah, you're fucking right. You get up here, and we did 2 songs together, man, and he was a good time, and
Yeah, when you said that,
the crowd
video,
loved it.
When I saw that, I'm like, that's crazy.
yeah, So it was, there was a lot of stress associated with that show and leading up to it and all, and it couldn't have paid off more.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
what you
really
want.
good. Yeah, it was really good.
Speaking of drugs, while I'm thinking of this,
Uh-huh.
do y'all do white lines?
What is white? What's that? You mean
White
Coke?
Lines. No, the song White
Oh.
Lines.
No. Who is that by?
That's oh my God, why am I missing this now? Who is it, George? White Lines. No, it's not Pharrell.
It's Pharrell.
Pharrell with Rob Thick.
Huh?
Oh, blur. That's
No,
blurred
that's
lines.
Blurred
That's
Lines.
blurred lines.
White Lines. Duran covered it.
Okay.
Does it Grandmaster Flash? I think they did it.
Oh, is it? I was gonna say
Yeah.
you're saying Durant. I'm like, have
Yeah.
you seen my band?
Yeah, no. But the thank you album, they covered White Lines from the 80s, which I really wish the Mollies would do that song. But if y'all don't do that song, y'all
Okay.
are stupid.
I'll
gotta check
get
that
it from
tune
you
out.
after. And actually,
Yeah.
we actually are about. We're it's my band Paper Chase. We're about to add about 10 new songs.
Make that one of them.
Yeah, and it's I definitely will. I'll check it out.
I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. That's a
Yeah.
badass tune.
Yeah, so that was a good time, man. We booked a couple of other cool things. We actually, for the first time, I mean, I'm telling you, it's hard to tell a guy like you this because someone who's had so much success and really is going all over the place. This weekend, a lot of people maybe they don't understand is that there are these little groups and individuals that book for the bands, right? And some of them have a lock on like clubs across a nice region, you know, like there's these groups of places that we want to play in Baton Rouge and Lafayette and some other places. And there's this one dude that books all of this shit, right?
Yeah.
So we've been bugging him. And Miguel, I got to give it up to Miguel in my band. He is a bulldog when it comes to this stuff. He's persistent as shit. So finally, the guy's like, all right, I'm going to give you a show in Covington so you'll fucking leave me alone, you know?
Right.
So he did. We played in Covington on Friday night at a place called the Tap Room. Yeah. And look, by no means was it slammed. I mean, just even the way it's set up is a little weird. There's tables set up and stuff. So... But it was a really good crowd, and all the girls that were in there were dancing the whole time, and they stayed till we ended. And we knew it was kind of like a look and see, right? Like that gig was, all right, go over here to this place. It doesn't matter if you suck because it's going to be one night over here. Well, sure enough, that guy the very next day calls us back, books us in Baton Rouge, like the next thing. So
Do you mind me asking who the guy is?
I don't know his name. I think the name of the place is Green Frog.
Scott Gaskin.
Okay, yeah.
I
So
like Scott.
exactly. And you know, we're new to this. We're just trying to do this. So we're just trying to call clubs and stuff, and everybody's like, no, there's this one dude that does this. And he is.
Yeah, Scott's got the exclusive on Baton Rouge and things like that.
Right? So if you want to book, you go to him, and I promise I can imagine how many emails and phone calls and shit he gets. And so it was a big weekend for us. Like we had a couple of really good shows, and for the first time, I'm very confident about this. I know that when we go play, we're going to go over. I don't care what the crowd is. I think we're good, right? So did good then, booked the show in Baton Rouge, and that's a big break for us. I know it's, crazy to say, going to just being able to go to Baton Rouge, but
You crack in there, you're going to do fine. And
Yeah.
You'll be fine in Baton Rouge. There's a crowd for y'all in Baton Rouge.
Well,
there's going to be so much better of a crowd in Baton Rouge than it's going to be here.
Oh, well, and another one of the things is that I don't know if you've ever, I'm not wearing it right now, but like pretty much all of the time I'm wearing these t-shirts that on the back they say wake up, dress up, show up. And on the front there's a logo with a guy in a Speedo and a thing of beer and an afro. It says wannabe on the bottom.
Right.
Well, the wannabes are a group of guys. They're from Baton Rouge. And it's their clothing line. And I've been going to Baton Rouge for a long time playing ball up there. And I've got a big crowd of rowdy friends up there. And I know they're going to show out. And I'm like, man, I will please get me a show there because it's going to be rowdy when we get up there. So we're really looking forward to that. And it's hard to, like I said, it's hard to say for a guy who's been to fucking Germany to play.
I saw one town in Germany.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But it's things are looking up.
Good.
So we're pumped about that. I definitely let the guy at Shamrock know, like, man, whenever these midgets come back, like, please let me. I want to be associated with these dudes. Like, I could totally go on the road with those guys. Like, if they would have offered me, like, okay,
More weed.
well, nah, man. Ask one of the big people. I really think that if the midgets came to me and said, "Hey, man, your travel expenses are gonna and your hotel and all of that are gonna be paid for, and we'll pay you $500 a week," I'm pretty sure I'd quit my job and leave and go on the road with these dudes. I would be there.
You hear that, midgets?
I would be there. I told them on stage. I was yelling at them. I'm like, "Hey, take me with you."
Yeah.
They had the champion is this little black guy. His name's Too Tall, which is great. And I was like, man, I want to play you in, like your entrance music. I want to play you in. We play some angry shit,
Yeah.
But I don't know. It didn't work out, but they were a good time, and I got a nice picture in front of their logo and all, and I'll be circulating that shortly.
Awesome.
So we were talking. This is. I don't know how much you want to get into this, but it's very interesting to me. And in fact, today, last night when I asked you to come and do the show with me today, I sent you a text and said, "Hey man, those things we were talking about last time, write some notes about that, and I want to talk about that because we stood here for about half an hour a couple weeks ago and just
Right.
you ranted about some stuff."
I can't remember what I read.
Yeah, well, one of the things that you were talking about is your split personality.
Ooh, all right. So you're ambushing me.
Yeah, no. I'm
No,
not.
no,
and
no,
it's okay if you don't, because for some reason that night when I got in the car, I wrote it down, and then I've been thinking about it.
I understand what you mean. I don't know what to be as far as there's a Rick English, Dickie English.
Yeah,
I'm Dickie.
And let me look, and let me. If
Trying
this,
very hard to
if-
do this American accent.
If this helps, right? I play a character when I'm on stage, right? I'm not fucking Johnny White guy fucking hip hop fucking during the week. You know what I mean? And you do find yourself act like, at least when you get off stage and for the rest of that day, you find yourself acting like that person that you're portraying on stage. And, you said that as many gigs as you play and as often as you're out there entertaining, you say that happens to you.
Because I embrace that character, man. Because it's not a totally different person. I'm just being me through a different outfit and whatnot. And I guess people like it. People love the character. And so, but when you step off the stage and you go home, then who are you?
Yeah, like do you?
And that gets weird to me sometimes, man. Especially since I'm known for that name on and off the stage.
Yeah,
It's kind of confusing, is all. But I don't know. I almost want to sit down and write a book on it.
Well, it's funny you say book because that was one of the other things we talked about. Was I didn't know this existed, but there was a lady that wrote a book about the Molly Ringwalds.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. You want to? That's what I was ranting about.
Right? That was, a few of the things, but that was one of them.
Right.
Enlighten my audience about this book about the Molly Ringwalds.
Okay. This is this is something I wanted to talk to the author about before doing
Yeah.
this, so.
I don't think she's going to listen.
Let's just you never know, man.
Yeah.
Who gets to whom? Let's just say this. The book, it's written. It's better than my book.
From what you were saying, can you really qualify that as writing?
It's written. I would love to be able to get my hands on whoever edited this book and tell them that they need to refund that money.
And
I think it's somebody that I think it's to me. It's. I read it because that's what I do. I appreciated the book. I would really love to work on it again. I just would.
I mean, let me kind of preface this for everybody. I don't even know if that's the right use of that word, to be honest with you, but it's okay.
It is.
It's kind of fitting.
You'd use it better than it was used.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, there's a lady who wrote a book called The Molly Murders, right?
Right.
So it's not it's fiction.
Yes.
Which
I hope. As far as we know, I gotta check Phil's closet.
Which for my listeners means it's not real. Right. Fiction, fake, not
Was that fiction when things push against one another?
Yeah. Oh boy, baby, I'm getting some good fiction in the frat room over here for about 2 seconds. And she wrote a book, and they use all your names and things like that, and it's actually set at a Molly Ringwald show.
Yeah, it's based on, in other words, there's a guy that's murdering people or so. I'm not going to want to give the book away.
Man, fuck.
No.
Yeah.
I'm saying to somebody, you read the book.
Yeah.
And they're apparently they murder and then they leave some kind of like a red bow tie or a Devo hat, which is just, it's already embarrassing. You've been killed. Now you got a bow tie on you. And they equate like, oh man, it's the Ringwalds. And here I am thinking, wow, they're going to think we're suspects. No, it's not quite how it works.
So I guess you got your degree in English lit.
Yes.
You want to know how I know you're gay?
Yeah. Because I got my degree in English lit.
No. and the reason that you're a little bit hot about it is because there are,
There
shall
are
we say, multiple.
significant amount of typos and grammatical errors that I'm not. I don't know. Maybe she's aware of them. That's why I wanted to talk to her. I haven't seen the author
Yeah.
since, and I at least wanted to approach with the whole look. I appreciate the book, but okay, we got some things to discuss. I almost want to take that thing and go. Please let me rewrite this book.
You have an example of some of the poor. Didn't they have one that was
All right, here's the thing. Here's what got me at first. Here's the one thing and she told us as she handed the book. She was like, they were printed out really fast when they were rushed out, and there's a typo on the back. And I'm like, oh, what's the typo? She goes, well, and I read the sentence, and she's got 2 college age students, not college, collage. And I thought, okay, well that happened. Collage is a word.
Yes.
Okay, maybe the spell check screwed something up, but I'm thinking to myself, man, the last word you want to misspell is college. That's all, you know. And so as I got into the book, I'm like, okay, well, I'm reading, I'm going, this is gonna be good. Let's check it out. I'm not expecting Stephen King, Agatha Christie, any type of J.K. Rowling stuff, But as it went on, I'm going, no. And I mean, and it's page after page. And if you're out there, and I don't want to give a name right now, somebody will find it, but
Were there
I
emojis?
I don't want to trash the book. Like I said, that effort's to look, man, I appreciate what was given, what was done. And she came to, can I write the book? I'm not that type of guy. But I would, if she did show up again, I would like to sit down and say, I really want to get my hands
Around your neck.
no, I really want to get my hands around your editor's neck because I think it was a piss poor job. I'm going to blame the editor.
Yeah,
I really
well,
am.
you kind of have to.
You do.
You know?
I wrote this. I gave it to you. You're supposed to double check. You took the check for this. You took the money. And this is the product I got. I would have someone's ass.
That's the
for
way I
that.
feel about showing up on time for things.
Right.
I'm the talent, man.
That's hey, sometimes your talent's going to show up and is not going to be plugged in.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. The Molly Murders. Everybody go check that out.
It's worth a read.
Yeah,
I mean, there was
it's good comedy.
it was one sentence that was like, ensuring a good time would be had by all.
Yeah.
That was the sentence. That's not, and I just would love to talk to her again.
Yeah.
Like, let's do this.
Another thing we talked about last week was you want to do your own type of show, don't you?
I would like to.
Right? So what do we have to do to get this thing going, man? Like,
To figure out something I'd like to talk about. Maybe editing books. Here's some shit I read this week.
yeah. Because I think you'd be good at it, man. You got it. You know what I mean? Especially if there was a camera in front of you. I think you'd be good at it. I think we have to figure out something for you to do.
I would love to. I'd love to do a Terror Twin show with Philip.
Okay. Now, it's... Okay. See, sometimes I think I don't know if I share a brain with my friends or maybe we're friends just because we think alike, but that is exactly what I came up with after we sat here and talked the other time.
Right.
This was kind of, you coming to sit down was last minute, but somebody like you or Bobby or something, I don't need a heads up to sit down and talk. But Phil Wang, who is in the Mollies with you, and we've been knowing forever. We talked about this last time, the Terror Twins. I think that's the show. I think the two of y'all sitting down in front of a camera and just talking about this and that. I want to get y'all back in here together.
Right.
And talk to y'all at the same time. I tried tonight, but it was too last minute, and I found out Phil works on Bourbon on Thursdays.
He's at the Swamp. Go check him out.
Yeah.
Go request Journey.
Yeah.
He loves, dude, for some reason, brother loves playing Journey. I don't know what
Does
it
he
is.
really?
Oh, dude, he's crazy about it. Loves Journey. If you could if he could play Don't Stop Believing like 3 times in a row, that's his night. Dude, he doesn't, I'm telling you, go to the Swamp and request Journey.
What is y'all's, please do that. What's y'all's thoughts on playing those type of songs? Like when you have to play, I'm sure y'all play Don't Stop Believing at every show, right?
No, not every show.
Small Town Girl, as we like to call it.
Right. Yeah, what's the other? Play that one by Josie and the Outfielders. That was
Yeah.
one, Jack.
What's it like when you play like do you not enjoy playing those songs? Do you, because the crowd goes apeshit every time you
Yeah,
play
they
it.
do. Yeah, they do.
So you have to play
Everybody
it.
does it. Yeah. No, you find another Journey song that nobody's doing.
Yeah.
Be that guy. Be that band. We do, like we started doing Faithfully, which I'm sure has been done.
Yeah.
You know, but it's different.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Dude, did you see fucking Steve Perry come back the other day?
Well, what other day?
Like a couple of weeks ago, I saw a video.
Probably the old video when he came out to do Open Arms.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's an old video. It's a couple of years old.
Oh yeah, but still within the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Dude.
Awful.
Oh, you didn't think it was good?
If we're talking about the same video, it was not good, man. It was not good.
Oh, I maybe we're talking about. This was something that I just saw.
Okay.
Where he came out and sang, and I can't remember what it was. I thought his voice sounded incredible.
Then no, we're not talking about
I
the
don't
same
know.
video.
I don't
You got
know
to show me
anything.
this video because the one he came out, it was a key lower, and dude, he was just struggling. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I felt bad because I expected after all these years for not, but maybe if you don't use your shit,
Yeah.
it goes away.
And
But
maybe
it's
it's-
Steve Perry.
And maybe he lost it.
Maybe
Yeah.
so. I mean, this is a guy who had one of the greatest voices in rock and roll, and maybe brother's just having a bad night. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't want to, as early. Well, I'm sorry, as late as 96 when they did that last record. I mean, he sounded fantastic.
Yeah.
But the one I saw, it was rough. I was like, ooh, yeah, you might want to
Well,
stick with the kid
I'll
you
have to
got.
look that up.
Yeah, but if you got a new one, I'd really like to see it because
Yeah.
if he changes my mind, 'cause it was real. I was like, dude, I don't understand why he doesn't get back. And then I saw that and went, yeah, no.
Let me ask you this: Did you listen to the podcast that I put up that I did with David?
No, I haven't had a chance to.
Okay.
I want to. I have not had a chance to sit down and
it's-
listen to most of
it's
this stuff,
not
so
a
I'm
sup-
not going to lie to you.
It's not, no. It's
Yeah.
not a. It's well, I would have busted you quickly because I was going to ask some specific questions. It's
Right.
not a surprise that it's been by far the most listened to podcast that I
Right.
put up. It's up to like 300 people
Yeah.
that have listened to it. And it was the reason that I just thought about it was we were talking about girls playing with your balls. And
Mine?
No.
Oh, just in general.
David and I's
Okay.
balls, like not at the same time, like, and not the same girl, like just girls playing with your balls.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Hey,
And and I was trying to explain to my other friend that was in the room that it could be pleasing, and I don't remember exactly what I said, but it's my buddy Gary and I were talking, and he's like, and Gary's like, well, what type of thing do you mean can be pleasing? And I was like, I don't know, tugging, flicking, licking, and David goes, I think that's a Journey song.
yeah. I do recall that.
Yeah.
That's a Journey.
Yeah, I think that's a Journey song.
It is, and one
Yeah.
of Phil Wang's favorite songs. So please
Yeah.
go to the swamp and request "Lovin', Touchin', Squeezin'." Definitely, "Don't Stop Believin'."
Well, I think we're getting up around an hour, and like I said last week, I have somebody involved now with Wine and Cheese with me. I couldn't be happier. A buddy of mine that's helping me produce the show, giving me a place to do it. He thinks I should keep the thing at about an hour. I kind of agree. The last couple of times I've done it with people, it's going maybe an hour and 20 minutes, and I think that can be a little taxing on people, But just sometimes you don't get to the interesting shit till the end,
Right.
But I'm looking forward to the future of this thing. I've actually got some interesting cats lined up to talk to, and I haven't really wanted to say anything yet because I wasn't sure. But so here's some of the people that I got coming up. I got Joe Stark, who's probably
nice.
who we're looking at for either next week or the following week. And I know you know who Joe is.
Yeah.
People will find more out about Joe Stark. Joe Stark is a guy who actually, I don't know, man. It's more and more looking to me like he is a part of Mark Broussard's band now, because I don't know if you've seen videos,
Yeah.
but he's recording on the new
Yeah, I saw that
album.
video today.
And I can tell you this, my personal preference with Mark Broussard is when Joe plays. I think that's when they sound the best. The other guy who plays for Mark Broussard, who is in or has recently been in Prague, is Dave Rosser. Davo's coming.
Yeah.
Davo's doing the show.
Let me can I tell you about the first time I met Davo?
Yeah.
You have that knack for remembering
Yeah.
You know, people, this was about 2003, and the Mollies were playing at Twiropa. It was around Mardi Gras, and Davo was playing an acoustic set up front. And it's the first time I like officially met him. I had seen him before, like Keystones, but I didn't really latch on to the fact, hey, that was Davo. But Jack introduces, like, hey, this is Dickie. Dickie, this is Dave Rosser. And Dave looks at him and goes, hey, how you doing, man? I love your work. It's the greatest thing I'd ever heard, and
Yeah.
I told him I still use that to
Yeah.
this day when I meet people for the first time, just to throw that
I
out
love your
there.
work.
I love your work. I'm like, wow. And I love Davo, man.
Yeah, and
Dave
he's-
is a genuine dude.
And he's like a super talent, and he's in his band, the Afghan Wigs, now.
Yeah.
And like, that's how amazing is that to end up in something like that.
Yeah.
The other person, I guess the last thing I'll say before we leave is the other person that you know very well, who I'm going to get in here in the next week or two, is Jeff Lane.
yeah, I know
Jeff-
who that. I've heard of him.
Yep.
He's pretty famous.
Yeah, and so I'm interested to. I don't know Jeff that well, so that's one of those guys that I'll have to do a little bit of digging on. Fortunately, I have a lot of people that I can draw from. In fact, I was having a conversation with my buddy Phil this weekend about
Yeah.
some of Jeff's past and how he's interesting. And Jeff Lane is also in Molly Ringwald's. And you can see him on his Facebook page. It says
Yeah.
it clearly.
Yeah.
Jeff, Devin Nooner.
You're gonna have Jeff is a unique
Yeah.
person, and I say that in a very good way.
Yeah.
And I'm actually looking really forward to hearing.
Yeah,
that
so I'm
interview.
gonna do a little bit of digging. I'm probably gonna hit you up for some anecdotes or backstory or something like that.
Oh,
But
sure. I got
he,
plenty.
Yeah, I think he told me he was getting his wisdom teeth pulled or some shit or whatever. He was doing something this
Yeah,
week.
yeah, he got that pulled Monday.
Yeah.
all 4 of them. Yeah,
I think
gone.
in
So
the
he
ne-
might not be as wise.
Yeah.
next time when you
And
see him.
and the next
They're
week or
gone.
two, we're gonna get him in there.
Good.
And we're gonna keep moving forward. Well, Dickie, I
Jeez, I
appreciate.
got to think about something for you to ask him. 'Cause
Yeah.
It,
Look, we got
All right,
about
yeah.
2 weeks. So
Good.
Let's line it up.
I'm gonna hand you a black and white composition book full of
Yeah.
questions and.
Well, Dickie, I appreciate you coming in. I could promise you, I've already pretty much decided. I had a great time doing this with you and Bobby. So, in between, me trying to bring in some different people, I'll always be asking y'all back to come. And sit
Yeah,
down
I
'cause
love
it's
coming here, man.
It's
I
a good
jump
time.
on this chance. It's
Yeah,
fun.
it really is, and hopefully we'll be able to springboard this into you doing your own thing, because I think people, I like to talk to people that I think people need to see the real, like Kyle last week.
Mm-hmm.
All they see is this fucking metal legend, really. Like,
Right.
it's amazing how many people, but I want people to see that real dude that I've heard about from my friends and I get to talk to, and I think you would entertain the shit out of people.
I would hope. I would
So,
try.
I'm-
and that goes right along with your whole with the duality thing, the
Yeah.
split personality.
Right? So
I don't
Let's-
know. Maybe when I come back in, I'll bring the Molly Murders book and read a few.
that'll be, actually, that'd be a good bit for the show, right?
Yeah.
Dickie reads the Molly Murders.
I'm gonna do an entire audio
Oh,
book.
I'm writing that down,
In-
dude.
in
That's
the-
a good idea. That really is a good idea. I'm gonna say that's for my show. I thought
Sure.
of it,
All right.
but
I'm gonna-
all right. Everybody, just been Rick English and Cheese, and until next time, it's Wine and Cheese. We'll talk to you then. Thank you.
Thank you.
You think I'm afraid of you? I've crashed an airplane, been hit by lightning, hit by sledgehammers. I don't want you back.
I just don't know what to do. I'm too afraid to love you.
Kick down the front door with my boys, the type of dude you intend to avoid. We get together, we start shit, we like noise, we make noise, we make noise. Turn it up loud enough to hear my voice. Let the crowd and the whole world join. We make noise, we make noise, we make noise, we make noise. I get the silliest feeling, and when I'm going on this Ritalin, take your face and disfigure it. Man, they thought I was kidding. I'm getting them out of their seats. We're back in S&P, already faded complete. Knock the dirt off my cleats. Now he's always got the pen out and laid up in the penthouse. Turn it loud, drain the ink and cut us a rib in the deal. Served his dick on a plate. Man, we couldn't wait to hear the hate. As loud as this motherfucker was bringing it, you think the lasers was coming from hazings of aliens, changing colors. Karma, 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 chameleon. Fuck music, he made noise, he destroyed. He turned us from little boys to lunatics with no points who like to annoy, enjoy.
I just don't know what to do. I'm too afraid to love you.
Kick down the front door with my boys, the type of dude you intend to avoid. We get together, we start shit, we like noise, we make noise, we make noise. Turn it up loud enough to hear my voice. Let the crowd and the whole world join. We make noise, we make noise, we make noise, we make noise.
On stage, off stage, backstage, no shades, not afraid, uncaged, all rage, front page, headlines on a dime to reach around the sublime. Anytime, overtime, low, 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 blow, roast some lines, refine for me to co-sign. Stains like iodine, witty like Einstein.
Oh, what to do? I'm too afraid to love you.
Invisible, transient, a fist full of Ambien. Can we win? Good night and right. It's so pedestrian, water soluble and diabolical. Maniacal, niacal, I'm all around reliable and automatic, emphatic, addict, full of static, static. No commercial rehearsal, I flip it forward, reversal. Dance, kneel, jump around, slide your body in the sound. Down, down, everybody in the ground, everybody.
I just don't know what to do. I'm too afraid to love you.
Kick down the front door with my boys, the type of dude you intend to avoid. We get together, we start shit, we like noise, we make noise, we make noise. Turn it up loud enough to hear my voice.